Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King.
Hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
We're always saying that it's not what you know or who you know in Marbella, it's who knows you. And Marie-Noëlle Aries of Marie-Noëlle Communication knows about everybody there is in this city. And it's always a pleasure to welcome one of her friends to the programme for us to get to know them a little bit better. I'm going to start off today's show with Veronica. Hello, Veronica. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
It's lovely to meet new people in our community because we do, it's a small place, so we do see each other often. And it's a pleasure to welcome you to the programme. And congratulations for the event for the Friends of University Tel Aviv Association, where your company put on a spectacular performance. It's a terrible shame I couldn't be there personally because I love classical music, ballet, everything you presented. So, Veronica, firstly, can I ask you the basics? Where are you from?
I'm from Russia, from St. Petersburg, and as maybe you know, that it's a capital of culture of Russia, and all the classical traditions goes from St. Petersburg.
Whenever one thinks of Russia and music or ballet, you think of the very best, undeniably. So obviously I would imagine that your criteria for good performers is very high.
Really, yes, it's very high, and that's why we're here. We were in Malaga. First of all, I want to say thank you to Patricia Nahmat, the president of the association, that she invited us to participate in this ceremony in the 5th award of Martinez. And we would like to bring there the high level, high standard of culture event as well. It's because it's quite official, the ceremony, but we wanted to give it a bit of, the cultural sound.
So when did you arrive to the Costa del Sol?
My first visit was in 1999. And from 2002, I live here permanently. So it's already 20 years.
20 years. And how long has it been since you started this company in these social and cultural endeavours?
Actually, I started around 12 years ago. And we started with the ballet school, where my daughter, she studied. And from ballet school, we started to organize some events, some ballets, some performances. And from that, we moved from classical dance, we moved to contemporary dance. Then we decided that it's not enough, and we can do it with opera, with classical music, with art, so in general.
And how do you find the people that you want to perform?
I think that people really want to have this kind of performance here. They come, they have fun, they love it, and not because we give some level or something, we maintain some level or something. It's because that's multinational Marbella, and people from different countries, from different cultures, they want to see it, and they want to see different things, It's not like the Spanish culture is amazing, flamenco is amazing, but we try to bring something else, and people want to see it, and they like it.
They really do. I mean, just talking from my own experience, I was very privileged as a child, and my parents took me to the ballet, and I went to see lots of different orchestras, and even if at the time you don't appreciate what you're seeing, being exposed to different musics. I want to do the same for my granddaughter, and it's very difficult here on the coast. So I'm very enthusiastic every time I hear of groups that are specialising in bringing this type of performance to the coast. Do you have a set venue? Do you have programs planned for the future?
Yes, we more or less, we program that's what we want to bring to the Costa, not only Marbella, but Costa del Sol, and I hope all over the Spain. We are talking now about John Malkovich performance. There is a small piece that John Malkovich performed with the pianist Anastasia Terenkova, who came to our event 18th of March to the award Martinez. We want to bring them here. It's very interesting. It's very unusual because it's a piano, it's a philharmonic orchestra, and John Malkovich. Also, we want to bring opera bouffe, Don Pasquale, from French director Jean-Romain Vesperini. We want to bring it, I think, September, October. We're talking about these dates. And also we would like to create our own Swan Lake with the artists from here, from Spain, also from, I think it will be like an international company, but we want to do it the proper way and to have Swan Lake here.
Wow, that sounds exciting. I mean, it's just one of the best ballets for people who don't know and for those who do. So it's a great introduction into ballet, into the classical music. Do you have a venue in mind?
Not yet.
Okay, but there are lots of great venues on the coast, and we have lots of beautiful theatres. Even in Marbella, we have beautiful theatres. So I'm sure that it'll be a.
Yes, we have. We already spoke with the Marbella Theatre. Also, we are talking about some places in Malaga and in Spain as well. We were talking with theatres in Bilbao, for example.
Must keep you very busy.
Yes, quite busy. I didn't expect that this part of my life will suddenly turn and bring me to be so busy, to have a lot of contacts, to organize many things, and I suppose that it will be interesting and people will ask me, but so much, and that it has it has a such good response from other people on what we are doing. It was unexpected.
You're globalizing, I think, this aspect of your expertise in Venare?
Venare.
So is there a newsletter or something that people can join up to so that as these projects progress, they know when they're coming and when to buy tickets and where?
We have our webpage. It will be possible to buy directly on the webpage, and from my experience, when we collaborate with the theatres, usually the theatres also they have their platform.
But to know when things are coming, because I see a lot of this is projected, so for people to keep updated
of course, with Marino Elleris, we always try to keep people informed about all the things that are going on.
Well, check on the website often, and I'm sure we will see press releases when the events come to fruition. It's really lovely to meet you, and it's nice to see that each nationality manages to bring in that certain extra something to make our city and the Costa del Sol so truly unique. I mean, we are privileged to have people like you putting your effort and time into bringing these things for us. I'm really very grateful.
Thank you very much to invite me, and thank you for this opportunity to talk about our company. And I hope that in future we can present a lot of things here.
I'm sure you will. I don't doubt it for a second. Certainly I'll watch this space if ever I've heard one. Veronica, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And don't go away, because I'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, hey.
Hero welcomes at Wheels Cafe.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. and we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
We are we are. Hey, hey.
I am delighted to welcome back to the programme Grant Foster. Grant, how lovely to see you.
Good to see you again. Good to be here.
Nice to have you here.
Pleasure as always.
Undeniably, and I have to say a big thank you to Sam Campbell of Business First Group, because that's how I met you.
Yeah, it is.
At our lovely breakfast starting at 8:30 in the morning in the heart of Marbella. I have to say I thoroughly enjoy those early mornings, getting out, meeting people, having our little group.
Well, it's a way of expanding our knowledge and our way of sharing different things, our lives, also our work, and how we can expand that through Marbella.
Yeah, and really, and it's fun. Nice people.
They are very nice people, very pleasant, very knowledgeable in their each in their respective jobs and their careers. They're all very knowledgeable.
You have transgressed, diversed. Since I met you, you are a physio, you're a massage therapist, you've been that for years. You then started getting into coaching, and now you seem to really start specialising in hypnotherapy.
Yes.
In fact, you've taken on a space at Costa Spine. Little in Thiso, my son-in-law is a massage therapist there, James Wheeler. But you've taken a space at Costa Spine, and you're actually helping people through hypnosis, which is something I find scary, intriguing. I'm not really sure how I see it. I'd like to do it, but worried about it. So can you expand a bit on what actually hypnosis is all about?
Well, basically hypnosis is something we do all day, all the time, on average 120 times a day without realising it. Little moments where you just switch off all the time. And some people will say, oh, you're talking to somebody and they're there, but they've zoned out.
Oh, lights are on, but no one's at home, and you switch off.
Yeah, you're still there, and the hypnosis is exactly the same. You're there, you're fully conscious, you're fully focused. In fact, you're more focused in hypnosis than you are in everyday life, because you're listening and you're focusing and you're processing all the time. So basically with hypnosis, we get you into a state of relaxation where you're just listening to the voice and the music and listening on the words. And usually we've done a screening form on what your problem is. So it can be any number of problems, from exam stress, stress from work, fertility, birthing, weight loss, sports performance. All of those focus and heighten your focus in order to concentrate better and do a better job.
Or to switch off completely and stop worrying about things. Because when you mentioned the fertility, I remember thinking I was never going to have a baby, and it was only when I decided, something, probably better off without children. The next month I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So in theory, you're taking, or when you worry about things, it's like trying to get yourself in that state of mind where we can let go of
Let
issues.
go of the fear. Let go of the fear.
Fear, that's
Because
kind of a nail on the head.
We need to relax, and the more you concentrate on the fear, the more things turn up, the more you stress your body. As soon as you start stressing the body, the internal organs are all affected, literally all of them. So whether it's your ovaries, your uterus, everything. For the men, it's obviously their testes and everything. The sperm count goes lower and they're stressed out. So the chance of having children becomes a lot less. So you need to help people learn to relax. Either, the hypnosis takes that stress out of them. We find out what they're stressing about and learn to give them strategies in able to cope with that.
I think personally, when I see hypnotherapists getting people to jump up and down on stage and cluck like chickens, they don't know they're doing it, they have no recollection of doing it. I think this is what worries me with going to a hypnotherapist, perhaps, because how do you know under hypnotherapy what's going on? So what is how do we focus this?
Yeah, I mean, because I do the clinical hypnotherapy and the stage hypnotherapy are two different things. The people on stage want to be on there. They know they're going to make a fool of themselves. They know it, and there's certain things we do to check that the person really wants to go under hypnosis, because everybody can go under hypnosis. I used to be a critic of it myself. I thought I could never go. Now I go so deep, I'm just like, boom, gone. So everybody can, it's whether you want to be or not. And you won't do anything that your values won't allow you to do, or your beliefs. So if I asked you to go and rob a bank or give me your bank numbers, you would never do it. You wouldn't do it in real life, and you certainly won't do it under hypnosis. So when they're in that state of clucking like a chicken, you can get them to be a little bit aware that they've done something. They won't realise the time, though in clinical hypnotherapy we're more dealing with the subconscious and helping sorting people out. On the stage it's more to have fun, and everybody knows they're going to do it. So you'll really work out the people who really want to have some fun and really want to do it, and the same in clinical hypnotherapy, because there's some people who will arrive and they're being asked to go by a friend or family or told to go, and they don't really want to go. So in that case, the hypnotherapy, the effects of it won't really work until the person actually comes to you for help. We can't change anybody unless the person wants to change, you know. And hypnosis is one of those ways of helping people change.
So do you speak to them while they're under that susceptible moment to then suggest more positive behaviours?
It's all positive, it's ecological. Everything is in the positive sense. How they're going to act, how they're going to think. Because that's what you want. You want the positive feeling person. So the suggestions are used in their own words when we've done the health screening form. So we always do a health screening form, what their objectives are, what their outcomes are, what's their magic, what they would like to be in 1 year's time, you know. So we'll look at things that had good times, because we all have good times, and we get them to go back, recount on them, and we use their own words which lock into their own subconscious. The words they've used before and words that make them feel good and think well. So it's all their own words basically, and we just feed that in with the words we use to get them to relax in such a state that they're totally comfortable.
You mentioned something that you just come from an appointment of past life regression.
Yes.
Now that's fascinating. Years ago when I was 15, 16, 17, a gentleman did past life regression in a restaurant to my family's friends, and she was just blown away with the things that she had been in past lives and being aware of this.
Yeah.
And I really haven't heard of it since until you've been talking about you doing it. So that's kind of must be quite fascinating.
It is. I worked on a couple of people. One was on Zoom. So hypnosis can be done on Zoom or Skype or Google Meet, as well as face to face like we are now. So it's just as good in thousands of miles away. So past life regression, depending on which culture you're from, whether you believe it or not. So if those from the Middle East to the Far East, the Red Indians and South America, lots of other people believe in reincarnation, that we're just living a past life, and basically we're a spirit having a human experience. So we live certain lives in order to learn lessons. And then when you take a person back, the person will relive those lives either as a child or an adult, and more often than not they're actually quite mundane. They're not superstars and everything like that. Little children living in the Middle East, you know, you get them to look at what they're wearing and everything like that, so you can recount that what they're actually seeing and saying is actually true. So that normally the people I've worked with so far tell me afterwards. Some people are quite you can talk to them. What I found so far, the ones I've worked with, they prefer to do it afterwards. So they write down. I'll give them a pen and paper, they write down, and I'll ask them some questions to feed them. What did they see? What did they hear? What were they wearing? What was around them? And when you go back in a past life, it can be to sort out something from your present life. So you go back, and the subconscious mind will give you an indication, something that he's working on in this life. So the mind's very cryptic in that way. It can work strange ways to help us overcome present issues.
Well, I do know that the inside self-chatter, that apparently not everyone has, but most of us, I think, have that inside self-chatter, and we do need to get a quiet mind to think clearly and to process. Because a lot of times we ask for solutions, but if we're in our heads, you can't hear them when that divine providence comes in.
You do need the quiet. I mean, with meditation, some people just sit there in quiet, which actually doesn't really process anything. So if you do your normal meditation and focusing on the life you want, therefore the chatter doesn't come in. It doesn't come in because the brain can only do one thing at a time. So if you're focusing on what you want when you're meditating, rather than just listening to music to calm down, where everything can come in, it's quite hard to actually sit there in the quiet. It takes years of practice. So with meditation, I usually try and get people to guided meditation. The other thing I'm teaching people now is to do self-hypnosis, where they can hypnotize themselves.
How does that work?
Basically, we use an anchor, so that when you calm yourself down, and we use if I start doing this, I can start taking myself down and just zone out and to focus on to what I want in my life. And it's quite strange when you get used to doing it. So it takes a little bit of practice.
Like everything, to do it well.
Yeah, which I take my clients through. So it's another way of easing the stress down, because with everything that's happened, a lot of people are fearful of everything, which has basically overridden their prefrontal cortex in order to think rationally. So now they're looking for fear all over the place when it actually isn't there. So we're designed on a negative basis. These days, that negativity isn't required as much. So it's good to have a little bit of stress. You've got a few deadlines, but continual stress actually causes dis-ease within the body. So when that happens, the body systems start breaking down because they can't cope with the amount of stress. And that stress affects every single cell within the body. Every single cell.
Being a life coach, it must be very useful, you combining the two specialities.
Yeah, the way it seems to come just lately is I'm doing more hypnosis with people, and rather than the coaching, because then we can all help with their behaviours and their values much quicker, rather than coaching them.
What would you say to our viewers to encourage them to, if they haven't before, take that leap to try a session with a hypnotherapist to allay some of those fears, calm themselves down, be able to compartmentalise better aspects of their life and day?
Well, the majority of us hypnotherapists, we all offer a 20-minute consultation because everyone's different, and sometimes somebody might be better with another different hypnotherapist rather than myself. So it's important to understand how we work on a client would work together, and sometimes it's not the correct fit, so it's always good to have somebody else. But we always offer a 20-minute consultation to see where you're at, look at the opportunities we can discuss that are open to you and the decisions you can make going forward, because that's what it's about making good decisions and good behaviours and opening up new opportunities for yourself.
Well, it sounds like an offer one can't refuse. I'm at least to check it out and see, because obviously, as you say, I think we are all running on a much more fearful than we were with all the things that are going on. But it's important to take things slowly and focus them.
I mean, the simple thing is just try. Well, I wouldn't say try because that's correctly. Is to have one session doing some stress relief and taking the stress out, and see how you feel after that. And then how you feel after that. If you've got any issues, then we can discuss those as well.
With a follow-up. Wonderful. Grant, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Grant Foster, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And very nice to understand a little bit more about hypnotherapy and the benefits for us mere mortals. Thank you, Grant.
Thank you for being on the
Back
show.
in a moment.
Is happy to be your partner.
How cool is that? G-Wine.
Thank you.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a zero-hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Sponsors of the United Nationalities of Marbella Summit 2022 and 2023 is the new law firm to Spain, Nicole's. They celebrated their official opening just the other day, and I popped along to take a look, and I thought you might like to take a look too.
Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much trouble tearing us apart. Poison arrows straight to your heart. You can change if you try. Just believe it's worth your time.
Hello, Mr. British Chamber of Commerce. Good evening.
Good evening, how are you? Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Take a quick walk through.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for coming this afternoon. By way of introduction, my name is Darren Hayward. I'm managing partner of Nicole Solicitors. We're a law firm in England, and I'm also director of Nicole's Lawyers Spain here in Estepona. Beside me is Dalila Segador, who is head of our official translations in Nicole, coming this afternoon. In particular, His Worshipful the Mayor of Estepona. We are truly honoured. Exciting day for us as we officially launch Nicole's Lawyers Spain and our office. Familiar with Nicole's, we're a law firm in England. We have two offices, one in Bishop Stortford in Hertfordshire and also in London as well. And we've been a law firm in England for almost 200 years. We have around about 175 members of staff covering the entire spectrum of legal services, including our Spanish team based in our London office, headed by our very own talented Javier Jurado. Javier is a duly qualified solicitor in England and also Spanish abogado. Now, Javier and his team have been acting for British people with legal issues and property issues for a number of years in Spain for a number of years now, and with the as well as Spanish clients with interest in the UK. And with the growth of that team, we've decided to open an office here in Estepona to be on hand to advise and assist both British clients and Spanish clients with legal issues over the two jurisdictions.
Let the feeling into your soul. Let it set you on your way. No need to hesitate. Time to make a change. There'll be no trouble tearing us apart. Brothers, sisters, one beating heart.
In wills and estate planning, applying for visas, and of course official translation as well. And of course we're in a fortunate position where we can help and assist expats with the consequences of Brexit. We've got a fabulous team here in Estepona. We're very fortunate with Flor, Alexandra and Isa, and some of our colleagues from England are over here today to say thank you for the warm welcome we've been given here in Estepona and to get to know the local community. So we hope you have a wonderful afternoon with us, with the wine and the tapas, and we have some music and enjoy our warm hospitality. Excelentísimo señor alcalde, ilustres autoridades, amigos, señoras y señores. Nicole's es una familia. Cuando estábamos buscando un lugar para establecernos en España, estábamos buscando un hogar. Un lugar donde nuestros empleados pudieran prosperar, donde pudiéramos atender a nuestros clientes y donde pudiéramos contribuir a la comunidad local. En Knuckles nos hemos enamorado de esta mágica localidad, con la energía de un ciudad y el alma de un pueblo.
¡Ole! ¡Ole, ole, ole!
Age Concern Marbella San Pedro has a fabulous new drop-in centre in San Pedro, but they also do coffee mornings out and about in our city. This last time was at the Urban Chai Cafe by Las Petunias roundabout in San Pedro. Everyone had a great time, and I thought it'd be nice to pop along and get a couple of words from Estelle Mitchell, who does chair exercises and other simple things to keep our body in shape at the centre.
Let the music get into your heart. Let it take you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much trouble tearing us apart.
Good morning, Estelle Mitchell, Estelle Physio.
Good morning, Nicole.
So here at Age Concern Coffee Morning, and you've been collaborating now with quite a while with Age Concern, offering your services.
Yes.
Tell me more.
Well, actually, I've just had a nice chat with Carol. Basically offering chair exercise classes.
So you're offering these services at the new centre in San Pedro.
Centre in San Pedro, which is a super centre. It's huge, and there's loads of tables and chairs, and not that we need to dance on the tables, but you know, there's chairs and space, and so we can get up and dance and move. It's just a way of getting everybody doing a bit, and it's nice for me because now that I'm not working as much, see a few people, I have my little clinic, but it's nice to get to know some people and people around. That
You've also got a new clinic, exactly. Where is that? Tell us where it is.
Well, if you know the main coffee street in San Pedro, walk all the way up to the church. When you get to Donato's, it's on your right hand side, turn left, and I'm just along there, and there's a big kind of thing on the window that says Physiotherapy, and so I'm there.
So you haven't retired completely?
No, because I couldn't do that, really, and I still have all the knowledge and I still have all the ability to do it, and I can still move and talk. And so if you've got a problem with your knee, your ankle, your neck, your whatever, and we can even put the music on if that makes it better.
It's always nice to get feedback. Estelle, if we want to make an appointment for you at your clinic,
yes,
do we need to just call you?
The best thing to do is to send an email into Estelle Physio at outlook.com, and Emmy, my daughter, will organise a time. You can call me. I just have to remember my phone number, and I don't have it on me.
And then is there a fixed day at the age centre?
Well, that's what I've just been having chats with about how we can arrange things and what time, and certainly I'm free by and large.
So watch this space.
Watch this space. I mean, if the family need me, then there's a, you know, if I need to sit with the dog or do something because everybody's out. But
so you're up for even dog sitting?
I could be if that was needed. Yes.
Estelle, lovely to see you again.
It's really nice, and what a great turnout today.
Yeah, lovely to see everybody here.
Super.
Have a great day.
You too.
hero. Welcome here
at the Gaucho de Banús.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, Kazakhstan is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool.
Yeah.
Stickers going up.
Hi, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
My CIT Marbella guest of the week is none other than this lovely lady. Her name is Patricia Lafitte from Martinez Echeverria Law Firm. All very legal today. It's wonderful, exciting. Welcome to the program, Patricia.
Thank you so much for bringing me here. I'm very grateful.
I have to say that I have a special place in my heart for the Martinez Echeverria Law Firm because I used them for my daddy, like when they had their offices in Fuengirola, and I was like 20. So they've been going a long time.
I don't want to give you away, but that was 40 years ago. Because we are actually this year we're celebrating our 40th anniversary.
Well, congratulations, Honora Buenísima. As I say, I remember the young boys starting, and
the young boy is not that young. It's still very good looking, I have to say. But he has been working like mad for us to reach the point where we are right now.
Well, I have to say that I've seen the impressive offices by Puerto Banús, but the other day I was in Estepona, and more impressive offices there. So what is the setup now of the
setup
firm?
now goes from Sotogrande, Manilva, Estepona, Fuengirola, Puerto Banús, Marbella, y Málaga. And then we also cover Almería, Granada, Córdoba, Sevilla, and Madrid and Portugal.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have to mention also that to back up some entrepreneurs, Spanish entrepreneurs, we have 2 offices in Turkey. So we have, Martinez Echeverria has expanded quite a bit in this 40 years.
Quite a bit, because 40 years ago there was one little office in Fuengirola and now an empire. And does this mean that the actual business has expanded to cater to clients? You've actually opened up offices to be able to do a better job, basically, in Turkey?
Yes, we want to be very close to clients. That's the philosophy of the firm. Although we are very grand, very big, and we're the first bufete in Andalusia, we are very close. We are very down to earth and very close to our clients, and that's the purpose. So we don't want to make people travel from Manilva to Malaga, when they can have a very good lawyer very close to them, and so everybody's available.
What is the ethos, the slogan, the mantra of Martinez Echeverria that makes you so different? What is that?
I think we take our clients, well, I don't want to say that other firms don't do that, but as I said to you, we are very down to earth. We are very close to clients. I mean, clients may come to the office mainly for 2 reasons. One, because they have trouble, and another happy things where they want to purchase a property, or they want to do something like, there are people who come from divorces, you have to understand.
So you cover all types of law?
Yeah, we cover companies, we cover families, and we cover individuals.
So you do criminal law, real estate law, everything you can think of?
Everything, even crypto coins, M&A, fiscal law, whatever you might think. There are different departments which are run by a director, and he has, other few people working around. all matters are discussed with the head of the department, and I think we do a good service. Of course, many people, there are some clients which things didn't come out the way they wanted to, but most of the times.
I mean, sometimes people don't have a leg to stand on, and they try to do this. So yes, there's obviously all sorts, but I think the history itself, the 40 years,
for 40
the
years,
expansion,
and being the first, the most important. That is not. It could be preposterous to mention, but I think we have worked a lot to become the first law firm in Andalusia. Like I said to you, I think that the philosophy of the firm is to understand the client to the limits, and also not to try to make extra work or to make them go to trials and things which are unnecessary. So first of all, I know them, and they study their cases very deeply, and if they don't have to go to trial, they try not to. I mean, there's mediation is one of the concepts we handle.
It's funny you're saying this, and I think for you it's a normal practice, but like in medical fields and in all fields, there are ways of making people keep paying and paying and paying, and sometimes a phone call, you don't have to go and pick up paperwork and you save €500.
No, nothing like that.
So it's nice to know that you're actually making a point of, because there are a lot of companies on the coast who really do.
Do you? How awful. I mean, to start with, the first interview with the client with the required lawyer is free. It's free of charges, unless you have to do a future work, or it takes a lot of work to be done. In that case, the client is confronted with a presupuesto,
yes, you give a quote, yes.
A quote, right? So he knows exactly what he's going to pay for that work that has to be done. In case of going to trial or anything, another quote will be given to him. So he's not going to have any kind of surprises.
Very nice. How long have you been with the company?
16 years.
Wow. It goes quickly, doesn't it?
It does.
You just mentioned you have 8 grandchildren.
I do. So. 4 children who are married and living in Madrid, most of them. But, every year I go to Mr. Martinez Echeverria and I ask him, Rafael, do I get more cards, or do you want me to quit? And he said, get your cards. Patricia, get your cards. So I'm very grateful, really.
And you obviously enjoy your work.
I do.
What's a day in the life of Patricia like?
Well, I sit in the mornings and think about the people I have to meet or people I want to meet, right? So the people I have to meet come first. And if there's a client that asks me for it because he's got problems with, imagine, the community or the propietarios, that is, it's a hell race most of the time. Well, I phone those people, I get in touch with those people, I try to make an appointment as soon as possible so they can have their advice. Like I said to you, they can sit with a lawyer, explain their problem, and they will be told. If there's a quick answer, they will give it to them. They won't keep it. I mean, but if they have to go there and they have to go some other place or they have to do additional work, then it's a different story. So I call these people. I try to arrange their meetings, and I normally introduce them to the lawyer, so it's not as cold as getting into the office and not having anybody to greet you. So that's the first thing I do. And secondly, I try to attract clients. So through Theat, so other people, I go visit companies. We normally visit companies, previous an appointment, of course, with a lawyer who's specific for that kind of work. And that takes a lot of time, of course. And then I go to events, and we also make a lot of conferences about different topics that could be interesting in the actual moment, like crypto coins or whatever, if the law of urbanismo changes, or the different visas for the different. Now the UK citizens, they are out of after Brexit, they have a special.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess. Nice that we can exchange our driving license still for another 6 months. That was good news. Luckily, that was one of the things I had done.
I am so sorry about all this.
Me too. It really did close down one of my businesses because I used to import from the UK. And customs was so upset
it's absolutely
that they really
impossible.
just wouldn't process anything, and I don't blame them. So I found myself in a very bittersweet situation, because I understand the Spanish. You can't leave and expect everything to be the same. If we want to become third world, you get treated like third. But as a British person importing from the UK, it's been horrible.
It's horrible.
Just horrible.
I know it by heart, because one of our clients was importing feed for horses that was manufactured in UK, and now she is going to manufacture it. She has to set up a factory, because feeds are very well. I know, because she has been telling me her problem, and she has to set up an actual factory for her to have her feed made in Spain. And it's a huge problem, because she didn't have that problem before. She didn't have to put together all that money.
I think it shows how a lack of good information can really cause chaos. Because if we'd have known what it actually meant to leave the European Economic Community, I'm sure people wouldn't have voted as they did, with the fear and the pressure that and the stories they were told. So always good to consult with a lawyer. Make sure you're getting the real story.
Yeah, I've been preparing myself for the different options for UK citizens, but I know you told me I don't have to say anything very specific, because those are the work of the lawyers is related to that. But anyway, we are happy to receive any kind of questions through the web page. Also, they will be answered by a lawyer, or just for ringing the office and asking for someone to.
I think people are going to want to meet you, Patricia, first.
I'll be very happy.
I think you being the first face is a very nice face.
Thank you. There are six like me in the office, actually, so it's not just me.
I'm sure you're a lovely team.
Well,
you obviously enjoy what you do. I mean, you radiate.
I really do.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm very proud. I'm very proud of people to be happy when they receive the services of the lawyers. I'm very proud because they are very honest people. They are quite honest. They are not because we have very nice offices and we try to look very formal and stuff. They probably think we're very expensive. We're not. I mean, we just try to do the best
I was
possible.
wondering, because the image
is
makes
like,
you
yes.
think perhaps it's out of the normal person's league.
Nothing like that. Nothing like, I can assure you, it's nothing like that. Our wages are run by the Colegio de Abogados, and for large companies or very specific places, like for instance the Association of Pilots of Spain, we have a special discount for them because they're a lot. but I mean, our wages are specified by the Colegio de Abogados, so there's nothing
to fear. Nothing
at all.
So if you do have queries or you have a case in mind, please do feel free to contact with Martinez Echeverria Law Firm. You're a wonderful ambassador, Patricia.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
And your English is wonderful. You said you hadn't really been using it and you've forgotten.
No, I studied in the Ursuline Convent of Barbados, British West Indies. Well, they're not West Indies any longer for 10 years, so I should speak fairly good English.
I went to a convent as well. Interesting times.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Anyway,
times.
By the time I was in school, I was thinking about the West Indies, and I was thinking about all that, because Margaret and Tony came to the island to give them the independence. So a governor was named, and we all had to wave the Barbadian
very
flag.
Emblematic historic moment.
Yeah, I witnessed it, and I thought that perhaps UK could become part of the Commonwealth or something to have it easier in these times. But I think it's very stupid, that idea. Anyway,
I think a lot of things are just it's interesting times all round.
They are. But I really feel sorry for the UK citizens, which are more Marbellan than most of the people, that they have to go through all those hardships and to pay.
Yes, I see a lot of people having to leave for 3 months and come back, and it has changed a lot of people's lives
quite considerably. To put forward a lot of money.
Yeah.
That is, it could, for people that could be in their 70s or so. I think it's unfair, really.
Yeah, for me, as I say, coming when I did, you realise now it's not so easy, and that's a shame that the youngsters can't travel like they used to for the experience of living in a foreign country like
Perhaps
Spain.
they will in the future, who knows?
I hope so. Where are
Me
you
too.
from originally?
San Sebastian.
Oh, very nice. I've been there.
You
It's
have
beautiful. I have.
Do you like it?
I loved it. I was did an exchange with a family in the north of Spain when I was learning Spanish.
Oh wow!
It was Maria Blanca Ruiz de Larinaga Ruiz de Ocenda, which is why I
very
understood
nice
the movie
family.
Ocho Apellidos Vascos, because between that and being
I don't
here,
have one apellido Vasco, but all my family is Basque.
and they went on holiday to San Sebastian. And so I got to go with them on holiday, and I just loved it. Just absolutely
I'm so
fabulous.
glad. That was a long time ago?
It was a long time ago.
When San Sebastian was
I was
quiet
14, 15, 16 at the time, so...
How nice.
Way back, way back.
I was
The West
probably
Indies
there.
must have been fun, though. That must have been an exciting place to live.
It was amazing, let me tell you. Amazing.
We'll have to do that for another show.
Well, thank you.
It was like Marbella
I'll be happy.
abroad, and we can hear about your experiences in the West Indies. Patricia Lafitte, on behalf of Martinez Echeverria Law Firm, CIT Marbella Guest of the Week. CIT Marbella is a business networking association, grouping over 500 companies covering 80 different professions, and even if they do the same thing, no one does it quite the same. There's a place and someone for everyone for everything. So do check out Martinez Echeverria, and don't go away, because in a minute I'll be back with Isabella Magdala, a sexologist.
A new partner of Zero Hero.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
It's a brand new day.
Zero Hero, welcome to the Secret Garden. We welcome you.
It's a brand
Isabella Magdala is a psychologist and sexologist. We get on like a house on fire, and she's coming in every other week to give us just little tips about our life to make us as relaxed as humanly possible. In fact, today's program is a lot about relaxing, enjoying, and living our best lives. When it comes to relationships, there are a lot of problems we don't usually talk about, which is why I thought today in our sexologist section with Isabella, we could address what are the most common issues that affect couples. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you so much.
I can't believe that since we last saw you, we've been to Torremolinos for the Foro Acte, which was fabulous. Congratulations, you worked very hard. It was an amazing success. And I got to see your books.
Yes.
Well done, you. I mean, you've got the cards with the book, which I picked up and it said, enjoy yourself more. And it was like, I'm here in Torremolinos enjoying myself. So congratulations, you've really got quite a list now of books and publications.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's a pleasure to share, and now I have new ideas. I'm writing again. Yes, everything is going bigger and bigger, but it's natural, in a very natural way.
And you've had a very busy couple of weeks. I've seen you've been meeting so many people.
Yeah.
I mean, you really are an expert networker.
Yeah, thank you.
So today, talking about couples, I imagine in the therapies you do, there must be recurring issues that seem to be the common denominator with where it goes wrong. And I thought it would be nice just to share with people those basics, because it's hard, I think, for us to recognize when we need help.
Yes. When couple have children, the most common problem is about children, but not directly about them. It's how to manage the time having children. Then it's very important to know that when we have children, they are the priority, but we need to get balance between them and our intimacy, and just spending time for the couple is very important because the couple can talk, can see each other, share vulnerability, not only spend time when they are with more people. Is very important, because if not, they go to the bed exhausted and they cannot talk, and finally they are like roommate, not couple. This is very, very common.
And it happens like, I always use the analogy of the frog, that you cook him slowly. It happens without realizing, because you're so involved in the day-to-day that suddenly you wake up with a roommate as opposed to someone you fell in love with.
Yes, maybe it can be same without children, but with too much work. Then we know that the workaholic, yeah, is very common now, more and more common, and this is also a problem, especially, for example, in UK more than here in Spain, and in Spain more in the north than in the south. Also in the south, it's important to get balance between family-in-law and couple, because if not, again, problem.
See, that's a Spanish unique aspect of this unity of family.
Yeah.
And you're with one family on the Saturday and the in-laws on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's again finding that time for individuality and intimacy.
Yeah, very important. And also, like we said, maybe in the last program about communication, is very, very important to get a very heartful communication with honesty and very clear. Because if not, sometimes you want to get something from another person, and if we are not clear, maybe we can manipulate or make another person be guilt or feel guilty or something like that, and also this brings problems. It's more important to be clear, to say, okay, I'm having this problem. Then communication is very, very, very important also in the relationship, because the relationship is always in change. Then it's very important the presence of both to be able to share and to get always the balance again, but at the same time to be able to change the acuerdos.
The agreements.
The agreements, because we are different persons in every single moment in our life. Then also fidelity.
Loyalty.
Loyalty is very, very important, because if not, you can feel that another person is doing something not clear, even if you don't know directly about that.
But you feel it, there's something.
Then lack of trust is a very big problem. It's different jealousy, that when you are really feeling something is not going well. It's very important to take time, share, and it's easier if you do it at the beginning, because if not, it start. And like you said before, when you want to do something, maybe it's too much bigger, and you don't know how to do that.
Do you have any tips or recommendations for couples of how to talk? Because it's very difficult to bring up something. We used to do with our children the high of the day and the low of the day. So at dinner, the idea is the opportunity to say what was the best thing of the day and the worst thing. But if something really bad happened, particularly if it was like in the family, they wouldn't say anything. They choose like, I'm too full. They wouldn't actually address it. So I'm thinking, even when you try to give opportunities to speak, when something matters or worries us, it's very difficult to voice. Are there any tips? Or can someone, for example, come and see you on their own for relationship advice, to then maybe join in with the partner at a later date? Perhaps that would be the solution, no? Coming to see someone like you, and then you tell them what to do.
Yes, very, very important is to talk about me, not about you. Very, very important, because normally we talk about you. You are doing this, you are doing that, da, 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 da. But it's different if I am feeling this, maybe you are not doing this with that intention, but for me, this is, I'm living this. Then all the time about me, not you.
No accusations.
Yes, very, very, very important. Also to find the right moment to talk. It's not the same talk by phone when another person is driving, that when you are with another person in a moment just to talk about something that is important. Then take time to give value to that conversation. Very, very important. Also, it's important to talk about now, not about 3 years ago, because maybe you can say, or we can say, okay, now I am again with that problem because I am not able to forgive you or something like that, but about me and why that is here again. Because probably in that moment it's important to go to session to find the solution. And also it's important talk from the heart, not from the emotion. It's not easy, this.
And it's not the same thing then?
No. And it is very, very hard. Because when we love someone or when we want someone that is not the same, or when we like someone, it's emotion. All the conversation can be emotional. And in that situation, it's not easy because probably you are talking from your ego more than from your heart. Then it's important, even if you feel emotion, okay, probably I am emotional now, then maybe I'm doing something that in another moment when everything is more relaxed, maybe I can think different. But even so, I want to share. And also it's important to talk how you want or you would like to be, que te hablen a ti.
How you'd like to be spoken to.
Yes, very important, because sometimes when we want something, we are thinking more about ourselves than about the relationship. And I think these tips are not easy, because in that moment we are more passionate and it's more about the instinct than about the total relationship. No? But it's better think how I'm talking, what I want with this conversation, and when is the right moment.
I think it's very, as you're saying, if you take the emotions out, then you have the ego, which is obviously a very vicious aspect of our personality, really. It's nice to be self-aware and to be proud of oneself, but I think a lot of times our ego stops us looking at other people's point of view, and it's just what we want. Do you think that nowadays, with the technology and the selfies and the videos that our ego is even harder to control than perhaps in the past? That everyone feels that they are such a superstar of their own show.
Yeah.
Have you noticed a difference?
Yes, and also I think that now we are in a society where everything is possible and we don't feel the pain. We don't want to feel pain. Everything must be happy, and that is not real. Then problems in the relationship is natural also, and it's the possibility to do something more creative and grow through that problem. But now we are in a society how it could be everything happiness. And that is
like
not
everyone
real.
with perfect skins and perfect noses and perfect faces, which is so not real.
Yes.
It's expectations that are just so ludicrous for me personally, and I think it's getting worse, aspiring to be not happy with ourselves. I mean, that is, how far can you get, removed from being oneself than trying to look like something else completely.
Yeah, and then in the relationship, every day is different, and sometimes you look to your partner and you feel, oh, today is not beautiful, but I love again that person also. So if not, is okay, I only want this part of that person. It's not unconditional love. Then we are creating a society sometimes grown, not real, like you say. No?
Well, it's very important for us to keep it real, undeniably. Isabella, it's lovely to have you back on the programme and to talk about things. Obviously, if you really would like some one-to-one advice, Isabella is open in person and also, I imagine, online as well.
Yes, online mostly, yeah.
It's funny how in lockdown it started about this ability to be able to reach people. So obviously now people from all over the world can get the benefit of not only of your psychology help and sexologist, which I imagine goes very well together. Do you find that youngsters dare contact you? What is the normal age group of people who reach out to you?
I have very, very different people because I work a lot in the school with teenagers. Then also sometimes they want a session, or maybe their parents also. But also I have people with 74, 75 years, and they want to be in another kind of relationship, even sexual relationship. I have singles, I have couples, I have a lot of people because I am very passionate with my profession, and I'm working 20 years ago, and yes.
And very approachable, which I think makes a big difference. Isabella Magdala, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole, thank you.
Always a pleasure, and it's always a pleasure to have you guys join us. There is so much going on in our city, amazing people doing wonderful things, and it is my privilege to be able to share that with you all. I hope you will take care of yourselves and you will look after each other, and that you will join us again for more of what's going on in Marbella now next week. In the meanwhile, you can watch recordings of the programme from the RTV Marbella.tv website, or you can go to my website nicoleking.es for links to the programme, also to my Marbella Moments column in the Euro Weekly News, and our Zero Hero website with listings of great venues that offer free soft drinks for designated drivers, promoting good restaurants with a good community spirit and safer roads. What could be better? See you soon. Bye for now.